Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, as you guys can see, I'm out at the local lake here, and I'm going to review this new DRC boat that I received a while back. This is a HJ812. It's a little brushed powered RC boat. I love these RC boats. I don't care if they're brushless. They're so much fun to drive these little boats around. This does have the auto capsizing correction, or the capsize recovery, auto self-righting, I think they call it, water cooling. And it has like a demonstration mode, which I'll show you guys here when we get out and on the lake. Now, it's a little windy today, so if the wind and noise in the mic is a little overwhelming, I apologize. It's been just horribly windy here the last, really all spring. But today's not as bad, so today's a pretty good day to get out on the lake. But yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of wind noise at times, so I apologize for that. So here is the boat. Little bitty brushed powered boat, but a lot like the other ones we've seen on the channel recently. But I like it has the shark look to it, and it's called the Shark. And it's got some LED lights. We'll see what color those are when we get turned on, if they're white or green, red, and all that stuff. So in a moment here, I'll look at the insides and let you see. It does have a little pistol grip controller with a speed rate, which I have all the way up, your steering trim. Here's your on and off. And then you've got this little button here that is single press will do that auto self-righting. It's not auto necessarily. You have to press that button once and the boat will flip. So you don't have to worry about doing the reverse forward they used to make you do. So that will self-right the boat. If you press it twice, it'll do that demo mode where it does like a figure 8 on the water. You get your little USB charger that goes into the battery. It does, it uses these 4-prong or 4 little connector inside of there. You get a spare prop, a little nut for replacing it, and a little wrench to take that off. And the charger light will go green whenever it's done charging. You get this single 700 milliamp. It's not single cell, it's 2-cell. It's a 2-pack or a 2-cell lithium ion battery for 700 milliamp hour. And they advertise a runtime of about 15 minutes, which I don't know, I'm not gonna run it that long because I don't like to get down to the low voltage, because the boats will go into a low power mode. I'm not worried about that working, but sometimes you don't know how long that will work. Like, you're out of ways where you make it back to the shore. I've had that problem before, so I usually run these boats a couple of minutes just to let you guys see how they go. It's a good idea to probably take a timer along if you're gonna run the boat for a longer period of time. So let's take a closer look at the insides of the boat so you can see what's underneath it here, and then we'll get it out on the lake. Now, they also give you a little stand as well, so I'll put the boat on the stand as well. All right, so as you guys can see underneath here, we've got all of our internal electronics. The water cooling comes around here and it runs over this little bitty brush motor in here. That's helped to keep it cool. So the water comes in from the rear here. You'll see it right in there. And it expels it over here on the side. So it comes in through the bottom here and goes out through the side. And that's gonna keep the motor cool. And it doesn't run across the ESC, but on a little thing like this, the ESC is probably fine. Just there's no airflow inside of a waterproof or watertight boat like this, so you have to find a way to cool it. And the way the pressure works here, when it goes next to the rudder and propeller, it actually creates like a vacuum, and it draws a little bit of water through there. There's your power connector right here. And you've got your steering servo right there. Pretty basic, just like all the others. You probably want to lubricate the shaft, or I know exactly what they call that. I'm not a boat expert, so apologize. But you want to lubricate this from time to time, and just so that everything stays in good working order. That's pretty much it. So that's about all we probably need to cover. Here on the bottom, you can see the better view of the teeth. So let me get the battery connected, and we'll get it on the lake. Again, there's gonna be some wind noise, so you have to bear with me. Probably add some music to it to kind of cover some of that up. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, got it all powered up. As you can see, it's got these blue, they're actually blue LEDs. And it looks like it's the eyes of the shark. I think that's really cool looking. So that's pretty darn awesome. And let's go ahead and get out here on the lake and see how it works. Now, it doesn't have any safety features, so it doesn't use that like water connection, like complete a circuit that keeps the prop from spinning up. That's just a big deal in a little brush boat. And those brushless boats, they do that because you could really cut up your fingers if you accidentally hit the throttle. So I'm gonna throw it out here and we'll drive it around. There's a dead fish right in front of me. It looks like maybe a little bitty, a small bass or a small sunfish. So, my daughter's worried about me running into it. Katie is with me. And at some point she wants to drive the boat. So after I do some demonstrations, we'll let Katie drive it around here as well. So let's go ahead and just throw it in the water and let's see how it goes. Now it automatically flipped over there even though it doesn't use the self-righting. What was that? Yeah, we're allowed to do this. So let's go ahead and, oh yeah. About what I expected. These are fun. Really, look how quickly you can turn with these little boats. Now this is all the way up on the speed, so this is as fast as it'll go, but it's doing just fine. You can run that the dual rates down the steering, on the throttle, I should say, and drop this down if someone was a little having trouble controlling it. But this is not super fast, so I don't think that'll be a huge deal. So as you can see, the boat tends to want to self-right. So I don't know if we'll have a chance to really test it. Let me get it up here and just see if I can try to toss it in here upside down and see if it'll stay. All right, there we go. We got it upside down. Let's go ahead and try the self-righting. And there it just did some rocks and then it flipped over. That was great. That worked really well. All right. That was easier to test than I thought. And it being 2-cell or 2S, that's good. That does help this boat. 1S would be quite slow. And here we kind of bottomed out. Let's see if there we go. It kind of bogged down. You see that? It went under, it came up, it hit a big wave, and the beeping on the controller was letting me know we had temporarily lost signal with the boat. That will happen to these little boats, so don't panic when it happens. If they go under for a moment, I want to make sure. It looks like it's still pretty good. I don't hear any water inside it. I want to make sure we didn't get any water inside the boat. I've had some in the past that have been bad about going under. If they do it too much, it can be a bit scary. I think it was a UDI boat I had. It was really bad about that. But under these conditions, being a bit choppy, you're going to have, if it hits a really big wave, the boat may submerge for just a moment. But it's sealed well enough and buoyant, it's going to come back up. All right, now if you try that auto demo mode, we're going to press this twice. Let's get it out so we're far enough away from the shore, it doesn't run into it. Let's press it twice and see if it does it. It should just go in a figure 8. But it looks like, let's see, there it goes. Yep, figure 8. We're going to see. And the wind thing, I mean, it's going from right to left here, so I got my back turned to it. So let's press it again and see if that stops it. Didn't seem to. I think you just give it throttle. Yeah, you just give it some input and that cancels that mode. That's pretty much it. We've tested everything, and this is going to be a fantastic little boat to take out in the lake. And we flipped over, but you went ahead and just self-righted anyway. The boat really wants to stay upright, so it's hard to keep it capsized, but if you do, you just press that button and it'll rock itself. And now we upside down. Oh, see, it's self-right. I wanted to try there, but it corrected itself. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here in a second, I'm just gonna hand the controls over to Katie and let her go ahead and try it. You wanna do it now, Katie? All right, I'm gonna stand here next to her and let her drive it. Katie's always been good at these. She drove when she was like probably, I would say 5 or 6. She drove, probably around 6. She drove the big Falloon 4S powered boat. Just let off the throttle. We'll throw it back out. She grounded around the shore. Let's just toss it out there. It'll come up. See, whoa, it's like a submarine. It shot under like a shark. Real shark, it came up. Here, bring it back to shore. Let's make sure it doesn't have any water in it. Can you bring it back? So I think we may be waterlogged. Let's let off the throttle. We may have got some water in at that time. Let's just open it up and make sure that we didn't get any water in here. Boy, it's pretty dry in there. Just pop it back. That's a nice, good seal it has. I'm going to ease it into the water that time. Oop, there we go. Now it's good to go. Anyway, what I was saying was she drove my big 4S powered boat. It probably does like 35 plus miles an hour. And I was just blown away. And at like 6 years old, she was able to drive that thing without crashing it. A lot of kids would probably run it right into the shore in no time at that speed. I couldn't stop laughing. That boat always makes me laugh because it shoots that big rooster tail, and it's just like, wow, you're just not used to that. If you run it to shore, you're gonna hit the propeller on the shore, Katie. So let's just, don't give it throttle until I put it out there, okay? Okay, now you can go. Because you hit these rocks here and the propeller is gonna be hitting the rocks, and you could end up chipping the propeller or even busting it. So when you bring it up to shore here, you let up the throttle right before you get to the shore and it'll just coast in. Yeah, see? And look at that, it coasted right in. And you can try to reverse and see if you can back it out. It'll do a little bit, but it's gonna have a hard time fighting the waves coming in. So let me just throw it out there. There we go. The reverse on a boat like this, you just go, I mean, it barely moves. Now don't go too far because you'll get out of range. I don't remember the range in this, I'd have to go look. But it'll probably give you a warning, but you don't want to go too far because if you can't get the connection back, well then you have to get a real boat to go out and recover it. So you don't want to drive these boats very far. And that controller does take 4 AA's. So you're running at what is that, 6 volts. So hopefully it's it's a decent power. Some of these times you'll see these with just 2 batteries. But I really like the blue lights. I can certainly see those. I don't know how well it's going to show up in the video, but those lights are cool. And I think in a low, driving this boat in sunset, late in the day, those would really show up well. Boy, Katie really grounded the boat this time. You hit the shore like you're people on a boat that are drunk. You hit the shore like that, and you're going to throw all the occupants out if it was open. It's obviously an enclosed boat. All right, guys. I think that's enough to let you guys see. This is an awesome little boat. There'll be a purchase link down in the video description and a pinned comment if you're interested in purchasing this. They usually give me coupons with this, so if they do, I'll include that as well. Again, this is from Amazon. If you have Prime, it's going to be 2-day shipping, maybe even could be 1 day or overnight, depending on where you're located. And it's going to be super simple to return it if for some reason you don't want to keep it. All right, guys, that wraps up the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing while you're at it. Click that bell, that way you're notified every time I do upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a great day.
The power of the dark side.